Hey, what's up? This is Dominic D'Angelo, adfreeshows.com, podcast Eat Wrestling, and other outlets as well. But I'm here with Mr. Robert Karpos, W, creative underscore ish. And it's a Tuesday. So, Robert, you know what that means. We're talking a little Raw.
Oh, that's right. There was Raw last night.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so entrenched in the TNA news that I completely forgot that there was a wrestling program last evening.
Yes, there was, Robert. Yes, indeed. Let's say hi to some folks in the chat here. We got Kami Star, who echoes my sentiments. Whoever asked for snow, you just made the list. We got a bunch of snow up here in
Oh,
Pittsburgh.
is it snowing up there?
Oh, yeah. Yep. Gonna hibernate my bike for the rest of the season now.
It is. It's a chilly 85 right now.
I feel so bad.
It's a little rough. It actually,
Yeah.
according to this, feels like 82. So I may need to get a cozy sweater.
Ooh, a cozy.
Are you in a soup kitchen right now? Is that why you're in because of the snow?
No, I'm in that cafe. It's just another area of that cafe that I'm at. Not Jacket.
With the maroon sweatshirt
Yes.
guy, the rest in peace maroon sweatshirt guy.
I'm sorry to say he did pass on. So I hate to break the news to everybody.
We'll do a 10-bell salute, but before we do that, we can say, hey, Willie Thornbrew says, I'm legitimately surprised. I thought Logan Paul was just a part of the vision for War Games. Oh no. We are like a cataract. We're stuck with this pulling down our vision.
Ooh, I love it, Robert. I actually really love it.
And then Willie Thornbrew says, you keep saying John Cena's last PLE was the Survivor Series. What exactly is Saturday night's main event? If it's not on NBC, isn't it a premium live event? No, it's a Saturday night's main event.
Oh.
How's that for an answer?
On Peacock.
Doesn't matter. It's a Peacock show. Oh, Marty wants attention.
Oh, Marty.
Yeah, he disagrees with me.
I love this comment. Wrestling Old Head says, hey, yo, R&I. Was that Jey Uso promo after he lost his version of Vader's I'm a Fat POS promo. Oh, man. Did that happen in like 98 on Raw? Is that when that was going down?
I don't remember. I remember it. I couldn't tell you the exact year. Maybe you could ask your good, close personal friend, Vince Russo.
A fair point. Yes. Friend of the show, Vince Russo now, bro. And friend of the show, Marty.
Bro, it's because he was overweight. And the wait was over. His time was now.
Jeff Henninger said, oh, no, this is Wrestling Old Head. I saw a close-up of the Masked Man. It's now confirmed that it's Noob Saibot. Wow. Oh, that's breaking news indeed.
I don't know what the hell that means. This is what happens when Dom starts clicking on stuff. Warner says, hello, R&I. Snow day lasted a whole 3 hours on the other side of Pennsylvania from Dom.
Yes, it did. We got quite the delays going on over here. Hey, let's not delay anymore, though, Robert. There's some breaking news that happened last night and then was announced this morning. We were talking about it. TNA is now going to be a part of AMC Network. Pretty crazy deal. I believe it starts January 15th, which happens to be a Thursday night. So a regular day for TNA. What do you think of this, Robert? This is big time news for them.
This is significant news. Actually, right before we started the show, I texted a friend of the show, Lance Storm, to congratulate him on the news here. Look, this is the first major wrestling TV rights broadcast deal in a little while, and I'm quite surprised that this is where they ultimately landed. With that being AMC. AMC a couple times over the life of their network has been a tire kicker for potentially taking on some kind of wrestling programming. TNA has aired on a number of different platforms. I think of that Destination America channel at one point aired TNA programming, but they were such a non-presence for the last few years simply because they did not have weekly television. They existed as a streaming platform. I know that they were on. There was some channel that they were on that that only a certain cable providers had. It wasn't that large of a carry. You could watch it on Twitch, maybe.
Yes, it's true.
But there's so many wrestling companies out there, like your good close personal friend Vince Russo's JCW or Boca Raton Championship Wrestling, that you can watch on YouTube, and that's sort of how I think the younger generation does consume pretty easily. I can jump from platform to platform and watch it on my iPhone or my iPad or whatever it is, and I can consume it. For most fans, they need an anchor location. I think that they need a day, a date, and a time. I remember having this conversation back with a company that we don't talk about, that
Yes.
when I was part of their media rights negotiations, and we were having a conversation with the network that they wound up airing on, and I said, part of the appeal is wrestling is a community sport. It is a viewing experience where we want to know when it's on. We want to be able to watch with our friends, call our friends, text our friends, go on Twitter or X, whatever it is, and live tweet about it, because it is something that you don't want to just watch alone in a vacuum. And when it's not easily readily accessible at it's going to air at Tuesday nights at 8 or Wednesday night at 8 or Monday night at 8, you're watching it at your own time, and it's like, hey, did anybody watch that show from 7 days ago, 6 days like, no. And unlike a lot of the other entertainment properties that are out there that you can watch it on your own time and eventually come to it, wrestling is one of those. It is a destination program. So for TNA to move off of Access TV or wherever they were on, and now be on an actual channel like AMC and say tune in at this time, you're going to see an uptick in interest in the same way there's been an uptick in interest in TNA because they had been part of WWE's NXT programming.
Hmm. Man, Robert, yeah, another good point. I didn't even kind of consider the outside elements of it all, but Trey Owens brings it up. Hopefully, with TNA going to AMC, will put pressure on Tony Khan to get ROH a TV deal, or
It's
just put
exactly
pressure
where I
on
was going
Tony
to go
Khan in
with it.
general. Hmm.
I think Tony
But go ahead.
Khan, there's a couple of other wrinkles that we're now going to see. First is, yes, the Ring of Honor component is still quite surprising. I mean, Tony, during that Ariel Helwani interview, the flippant way in which he said, like, yeah, we didn't really think through everything with Ring of Honor. It seemed like there was a pretty clear potential path, which is secure a streaming rights deal on Max, put it on one of the channels on the Warner Discovery platform where they could use any kind of additional programming and fill some space, sell some ads. There's no reason that you couldn't put Ring of Honor on a, here's an idea. It could be Sunday night at 11 p.m. as long as it's on
Yeah.
television. Hey, people are watching, they're going to watch the pay-per-views or they're going to watch the PLEs or whatever it is, and at least it's on somewhere. True TV was merging over to be more of a sports related channel. They could absolutely have picked up some Ring of Honor programming. The other change to the landscape is the WWE's working relationship with TNA is going to have to change. We don't know if it's going to end outright or if they're going to slowly start phasing that out. But the idea that you can just put TNA talent on WWE programming and now you're driving people essentially to a competitor network, that changes things a little bit. So whereas WWE is a little bit more open to, we're going to release a bunch of folks, but they're probably going to get picked up by TNA. And if we decide that we want to just keep using them on television, like let's say an Indy Hartwell, hey, we can just let her go to TNA and then we can still put her on NXT programming as we see fit. We can use Joe Hendry without committing to signing Joe Hendry. We can bring in the Hardy Boys without actually signing the Hardy Boys. That door may be closed. So we're going to see a potential competitor now in TNA as opposed to this ally.
Does this benefit? Does this benefit the wrestlers in that regard? Like for more competitiveness, or like does that kind of bridge between WWE and TNA? Would that have been more beneficial to the talent itself?
So
Or
I don't think we
does
know
it go?
the inner workings of what the TNA deal actually is,
Mhm.
and what the parameters are going to be. Look, anytime someone's going to get more eyeballs on them, that's always better. So I know our BRCW World Heavyweight Champion is Steve Macklin. Steve Macklin is a part of the TNA roster. We
Right.
utilize a lot of TNA talent along with AEW talent and independent talent. If those TNA wrestlers are now getting big exposure on a major channel like AMC, which is still a powerhouse of a network. Their asking price most likely across the board is going to go up. The possibility that WWE may now need to decide, do I want to commit fully to this talent or not? You know, we kind of had the ability to use them, but we really weren't all in. Now, maybe when their contract's up, we go fully and try to sign them.
Yeah. I mean, this is, yeah, Robert. I mean, obviously, this is a big deal, and it means good things for wrestling fans and wrestling in general because competition, more competition on a primary mainstream spotlight like AMC. So,
Well, it
very
speaks
exciting.
volumes about the value of wrestling across the board.
And live TV in general.
Well, live TV in general, but the fact that a network like AMC said we want to get into the wrestling TV game in 2025 or 2026, and that we see value in TNA and want to put them on a national platform, that's a ringing endorsement of the state of wrestling right now, more than it is a condemnation of the state of television. We know that wrestling draws eyeballs unlike just about anything else. So yeah, let them step in. Let them bring more people to the show.
Where else? Do you think your experience? Do you think knowing Tony Khan and how he operates, will this kind of light a fire under him?
I think he likes to operate in his own world. I think he likes to feel like I'm making decisions because it's what I want to do and not because I'm being reactionary to the industry. So no, I don't think it's going to put any pressure on him. And he likes to feel like I have, you know, my hand on the steering wheel and I'm doing what I want to do because it's what I think is best for business, not because what everybody else is doing. What'll be curious is that talent that's in Ring of Honor, being utilized in Ring of Honor, and now sees TNA. Not only do they draw up to 7,000-8,000 people at some of their shows, not only do they have, you know, a world-class television production crew and behind the scenes team, now they're on national television, and I'm a Ring of Honor talent or talent being used on Ring of Honor, and I'm not on national television. Hey, maybe when my contract's up, maybe I'm on the phone and trying to get over to TNA.
Sure, for sure. Um, what do you think TNA needs to do to put themselves in the best light as they go to AMC?
I think that they've been slowly but surely assembling a really strong roster of talent. I think they've been utilizing a lot of guys in really, really smart ways. And I think that the first ad that I saw, the first people you saw on it were Jeff Hardy and Matt Hardy.
Absolutely.
And so it's like, yeah, kind of do what AEW has done before, which was here's Sting, here's Chris Jericho, here are people you've seen and heard of before. Let's introduce you to some new guys. Let's introduce you to some new women. Let's introduce you to some of this talent that's going to make you want to stick around. I don't think they should go on a spending spree. I think that they need to kind of go with what got them the TV rights deal, have confidence in the product that they're putting together. The folks like, you know, Tommy Dreamer and Lance Storm, they know what they're doing. And let's see what kind of a 2-hour weekly television show they're going to be able to produce. We've seen TNA be on a national stage before and make some truly spectacularly bad decisions. Your co-host Rob Van Dam was part of those spectacularly bad decisions. That Red Cage episode of Dynamite when they tried to go head to head with Raw is an all-timer.
Well, I'm very excited for this opportunity, Robert. It seems like a cool thing, and yeah, I'm intrigued to see how the whole ecoscape of wrestling shifts or changes or adjusts to this kind of news too. So, anything else you want to touch upon before we go to Raw?
No, I think anytime the business is successful, everyone should be happy about it, should celebrate it. It's for all intents and purposes, it is a new wrestling show starting in a few weeks.
Yep, Thursday Night Impact, name we're familiar with, but yes, a brand new paint of coat, if you will. So excited for it. All right, Robert, let's get to Raw. We talked about it yesterday, how this is getting to the WrestleMania season now, and it's time to ignite some stuff. Do you think WWE and Raw did that on Monday?
Good God, no.
Oh, okay.
That was a I mean, very paint by numbers episode of Monday Night Raw. I thought it was a nice opportunity. Look, they did a nice job of spotlighting the women, which is something that we had
Mhm.
talked about yesterday, and said, hey, now that we're moving off of this, it's who's going to be going after the Kabuki Warriors. And the answer was literally everyone.
Everyone.
Literally everyone, which I like that. I like that. Again, whether it's they're reacting to AEW's women's tag tournament or what, but it was let's just throw Rhea and Io at this. Let's throw Alexa and Charlotte at this. Let's throw Bailey and Lyra Valkyria
Lyra
at
Valkyria.
this. Yes. Now let's throw Liv and the Judgment Day at it.
Well, before we get to the real meat, all the meat and potatoes of Raw, let's just jump to that main event. Did you think the finish was good? It was just a schmoz kind of finish, and I mean, it spoke to everybody vying for it, but it kind of fell flat. I think.
I hate how that I predicted that in like when they announced it, I was like, oh no, are they going to do a situation where we're going to get a great match, and then in the end, we're going to get a lot of interference, and it's going to be the Kabuki Warriors. We're going to get a non-finish, and this winds up a triple threat or a four-way or who knows what.
Yeah. I think the only big point away from that was like the little storytelling element of Liv Morgan giving the title to Roxanne and indicating that Judgment Day is on the same page. So
I like that. I like that they resisted the impulse, the urge for it to be Liv is jealous of Roxanne and Dom, and it's like nope. Like her promo of Judgment Day is back. I'm in charge now. I've got this. I've got the ship under control, and I'm going to run things. And her going after Stephanie Vaquer, which is what we kind of hoped for, and then having Roxanne and Raquel going after the tag titles. I like it.
I just made this post on X and I said that a strong case could be made for the Judgment Day being a top 10 wrestling faction of all time. Do you feel the same way?
Yes. Judgment Day, look, Judgment Day, when it started, it was one of the worst things WWE probably ever did. The Edge led group, it didn't work. It was trying to be spooky and the Brood. Once it found its groove, it is the reason Damian Priest became a world champion. It is the reason Rhea Ripley became one of the biggest stars in all of professional wrestling. It carried so many episodes of Monday Night Raw where you got a Carlito segment out of it, a Dominic Mysterio segment out of it, a Priest segment, a Rhea Ripley, like Finn Balor segment. It gave the show direction, and it's why I'm always in favor of stables, because stables give you so many different opportunities and so many different ways to position your programming. And you look at Dom alone. I mean, Dominic Mysterio went from this feels like an Eric Watts situation, and this is a terrible idea, to Scott Chapman and I were talking yesterday on Working Stiff that I'm sure you posted. Yeah, on the main feed for free with everybody. That we were basically saying like Dom is his own slot on a WrestleMania card. Whoever gets to face him, it's kind of like getting to face the Undertaker. It's like you're going to be in a segment that's going to get insane heat that people are going to give a damn about. Pulling up my Raw notes here.
Well, real quick, while you do that, I'll ask you this question too. What was a more important faction for WWE, the Bloodline or the Judgment Day?
I think it remains to be seen. I think, the Bloodline storyline was remarkable and really led to some major signature moments. We really have to see how it pans out when all is said and done.
I guess that's true too.
I will clarify. Wrestling Old Head asks, "Are you saying that they bumped the Natural Born Thrillers out of the top 10? Nothing will ever knock above average Mike Sanders off of his perch."
Never.
I mean, what a guy, what a star. Everybody. I mean, you remember where you were when you first saw above average Mike Sanders.
100%. Yes. He made us all feel below average.
Well, below average was kind of the rest of this Raw in a lot of ways. We got Jey Uso versus LA Knight.
Yeah, Robert, were you surprised by that finish?
It was what I was concerned about, quite frankly. I thought I put my little like booking hat on, not like your South Park beanie that you got on there at the moment. Like it's like Oliver Twist in 2025. But I thought we were going to see Jey Uso beat LA Knight here, and then they were going to feed him to Gunther, and that was going to lead to the Jey Uso spiral.
Mm-hmm.
I did not think we were going to get the Jey Uso spiral now.
Let me ask you this, Robert. Throwing it out there. Is there a chance?
No.
I know where
you're going. Nope.
We see
no.
Cena.
Don't put it out there.
In LA Knight.
Stop.
Does Cena believe in LA Knight?
No. Good. I mean, maybe there's like residual Alex Riley guilt that he's feeling. Whereas like, I couldn't get over one lead balloon. Let me try to get this lead balloon over on my last match. Absolutely not. I will say, I did not know that Gunther and Solo Sikoa was a match that I genuinely needed in my life. But those dudes just beating the holy hell out of each other. Yes, let's Finley and Regal this up.
That was some big time, good, hard hitting stuff. Those are two pros going at it too. Like Solo got to show his mettle, I think, in that match for sure.
And, neither one of those guys are a soft ass bitch. But you know who apparently is a soft ass bitch?
CM Punk, according to Bron Breakker, Robert.
That's the skinny fat ass himself.
Man, I love this promo, Robert.
So I enjoyed the promo. A buddy of mine, who I used to work with at WWE, texted me and he goes, "It's good. Braun's just talking too fast."
Sure, I think that's a small complaint, though. Yeah,
it's a minor. It's more of a production tweak. Like you watch it and you're going, "Hey, you know what? You're close." I'm a little surprised they're doing the match as early as they are.
Yeah.
But maybe it's because like I pontificated. Maybe they are going to call an audible for Mania, and they're like, you know what? We probably can't do Bron Breakker CM Punk this quickly.
Maybe not. Yeah. I don't know. It really depends on where the momentum goes, I think, to it. I think if Braun cultivates enough of a heat behind him, which he already has some good one, but I mean, if there's enough of a story that they can kind of tell, I'm all for it if they think it works. But yeah. I'm trying to think of some other big highlights from it. How about New Day? I mean, go ahead.
Oh no, I know. Ask your question.
Okay, yeah. How about New Day? I mean, we saw him in the tag match. Amazing finish to that match, by the way. Just one of the best finishes I've seen in a while. But I think it's kind of disappointing. It just echoes New Day, what happened to them. And we got a promo later on where they, said they were leaving and stuff like that. So kind of interesting in that regard, but definitely made me just scratch my head again with that.
It was a little odd how we hadn't seen anything with the tag division. We hadn't seen anything with the New Day themselves in quite some time, unless you were watching the international feed during commercial breaks or something like that. And then they just go out there and they lose to AG and Dragon Lee, who are now going to go wrestle the War Raiders, who I thought were on the shelf with an injury. I didn't realize they were back and healthy and still part of the roster right now. The men's tag division is so weirdly depleted that they do need to start building it up a little bit. I mean, wasn't Dragon Lee part of the LWO?
Yes.
Isn't there still an LWO?
No. I think so.
Oh.
I don't think so.
No one tells me anything. They tease the Rey Mysterio Logan Paul thing, as opposed to us just doing straight up Rey and Dom.
Right, yeah. Which I'm fine with that. I'll add too, I liked that Logan Paul didn't talk at all in that Bron Breakker segment, because it just, you think he's the mouthpiece, he's great at talking, and to give Bron that solo platform, I think elevated Bron a little bit subliminally, if you will.
Yeah, I mean, it's something. It was a nice visual. The strangest decision I think that they made on this Raw was to not pay off the Masked Man.
Okay, yeah.
Just because we know what that reveal is going to be. It's not a great reveal. it's a fine reveal that it's going to be, Austin Theory and okay. But the longer you drag it out in the Heyman, I had nothing to do with this. I don't know who this is. Give my guy what he wants. When they do eventually pull off the mask, no one's necessarily going to care.
Yeah. It's that's something that they are going to run into. For some reason, though, I did think that they weren't going to reveal it yesterday, like on last night's Raw. I didn't think they were, but yeah, I think they do kind of maybe have to pull the trigger here sooner than later on it at the very least.
There's no reason to leave it lingering out there. It doesn't get you anything. It's not going to be a great, like, oh no, we're going to find out who it is, and then they reveal it's Austin Theory, and the crowd's going to be like, yeah, we knew.
For sure.
It's a little odd, and it's not like they can tease it up until the Braun Breaker Punk match, because that's not taking place until January 5th.
Yeah, that's too long. Yeah. So, it'll be interesting to see how they handle this. I like how they handled Natalia, and that vignette they had with Maxine Dupree. I thought that was pretty cool, Robert.
Yes, that was a killer video package that they made there with her and Maxine. I thought that was really intense. That was really well done. It does kind of beg the question as to why they didn't just use Natty to go take on Stephanie Vaquer. She's got a book out. Let's promote her. Like, I don't know.
I think maybe they're keeping her in the holster, maybe for WrestleMania season, to ultimately go up against Maxine in the Natty role instead of the Natalia role that we're all familiar with. So
wouldn't mind that.
I'm all for. Yeah, wouldn't mind that at all. Any other major takeaways from Raw, Robert?
Nothing major. It was a fairly just kind of it was a minor show. No Punk on there at all. It was kind of odd.
Mm-hmm.
I like that they gave the women the main spotlight of, we're going to open the show, we're going to close the show, we're going to make it feel important. But the moving this to the January 5th Raw for what felt like, hey, maybe this is where we're going for WrestleMania, feels like an odd pivot. But we'll see this Friday, LA Knight and Gunther with John Cena in the building to determine who's going to actually face Cena in his last match. Cool.
Yeah, I'm all for it. Robert.
It's fun. We're very agreeable here today. I think it's the snow. It's all the snow that's falling out here.
I am getting in the holiday spirit. The snow did help that a little bit. I will say that.
I got no holiday spirit right now. No, I'm too entrenched in work. And what I'm also entrenched in is the fact that we're going to be back here tomorrow, as we are.
Yes.
Every Monday through Friday at noon Eastern on a plethora of platforms, including the WW_Creative_ISH X account, the @SEScoops X account, the @Dominic D'Angelo X account, and on YouTube on Rumor and Innuendo, ad-free shows, and podcast heat. So on behalf of the man who is clearly hiding in a fallout shelter, Dominic D'Angelo, I'm Robert Karpolis. Best of luck in your future endeavors.
Bundle up, everybody. It's chilly out here in Pittsburgh.
Shh.